Righto, full of fuel, the usual story. Taking off for a long weekend. Cup day weekend in Melbourne, so yeah, taking off for a long weekend finally. I'm trying to sort of manage this for 4 or 5 weeks, and been bad weather on the weekends or had something on, but anyway, we're here now, so that's good. I'm going to do a loop up into the sort of the lower half of the high country, or certainly on the edge of the high country. It's reasonably late afternoon. I just got organised this morning, did a few things around the house, and yeah, we'll just find somewhere to camp on the side of the road. But we're going to head across to the usual sort of path across the Willow Grove Dam wall, and across to Rawson, Kooringal, Scout Camp, Rawson, Thompson Dam. And we're going to go along the Aberfeldy Road and duck down Donnelly's. I've never been down there before, so we'll have a look what we see there. And somewhere along the Donnelly Creek track we'll find somewhere to camp tonight, duck across to Licola tomorrow and fuel up, and onto so we'll do Mount Useful, then Licola, onto Tambaretha, up to Moroka, Arbuckle Junction. All these places I've just looked up on the map. That's what I do at night, sit and look at maps. From there we'll drop down into the Pinnacles, down the Billy Goats and to the Crooked River Road, and head into Dargo for lunch. And I'm going to meet a mate at lunchtime. A long lost mate we haven't caught up to for 20 years. We sort of hooked up on Facebook, as you do, and found out we're both riding dirt bikes and like to do a little bit of adventure riding. So yeah, he's got a couple of bikes, so yeah, he's going to come down from Mount Beauty, and we'll meet at Dargo for a nice maybe a pot and a palmer at the Dargo pub for lunch. Not too many pots obviously, but and then we're going to head probably down the Wanangatara, but we're going to go with the follow our nose a little bit, just go where we want to go sort of thing. So nothing too firm in the way of plans, but yeah, good to get away. I can feel my head beginning to clear already. Anyway, and enjoy. And as Steve Bly from Mongrel Dog Production says, grab your gear, let's go. This is Cast Iron Point. Just got up onto the sort of top of the ridgeline just above Thompson Dam. You can see the headwaters down there and the main dam down there, but this is called Cast Iron Point because there's a lot of mining equipment left down there somewhere. All cast iron, of course, so they call this Cast Iron Point. Probably from some mining, I suppose. Building railways, don't know. Anyway, it's about 5 o'clock. It's getting quite late now. Very late start today, but that's alright. I just packed up, done a few things around the house, as I said. We're probably just going to ride for another hour or so and find a camp spot. Hopefully we don't get rained on too much more. It's copped a bit of rain coming through Rawson and across the dam wall, but it's trying to lift, but who knows. Anyway, we'll keep going and see what we come across, but we'll go up here, turn down Donnelly Creek track, and yeah, drop down into the follow the Donnelly Creek track for a while, and we'll see what we find and find somewhere to camp. But yeah, it won't be too much longer. Pretty quiet up here, not too many cars actually. It's quite interesting. and that's the problem, isn't it? Oh, that looks a bit green and deep. Need to four-wheel drive go through that. Just warm this bike up and get going. Got to get a bit of an early start this morning. I met a mate at Dargo at lunchtime, and I come to this river late last night, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to cross it this late in the day. So I just pulled up camp here, so I didn't get very far last night. Old mate's camping here, said the river was dropping pretty quick, so yeah, we'll just camp the night here and haven't left anything behind. No. We'll have a look at this river, see if we can get across this without dropping it. She's a bit gnarly looking, but we can only have a go. That was not nice. But anyway, we're across it. Had to put a foot down, and we're away. Bit deeper than I thought, actually. So yeah, we'll basically beeline it to Dargo now. Can't have that visor down, breathing too hard. Oh, look at that drop off. So on the Donnelly Creek Road, just following the Donnelly Creek, obviously. A few cabins here. Where I stayed last night was Jorgensen's. So there's a cabin there. Old mate was in that. Would have been nice if no one was there. I would have. I just sort of camped the night in the cabin, safe setting up the tent. But anyway, it is what it is. So just pack the tent up wet, and we'll, as I say, beeline it and get it out as soon as we get to camp and let it dry out. Yeah, lovely little corner of the world. Strangely last night, it wasn't a cold night. There wasn't any cloud cover, and yet it wasn't a cold night, so I can't work that out sometimes. Yeah, beautiful river. Just a little bit high still, because there's another ford up here I've got to get across, so I'm not, what's the word? The challenge is not over yet. Once we cross that ford, I think after that we I think we climb out of here. But yeah, the problem I had last night, and here's a massive criticism of Beta and their stands. The bike fell off its stand last night. I didn't even hear it. It was right beside the tent. Obviously I don't put it somewhere where it can fall on me, but yeah, it fell on the ground, and obviously drained a bit of fuel out of the carby. It's one of the disadvantages of carby bikes, I suppose. But yeah, so I'm a bit low on fuel now, but yeah, that's why I always like to have a couple of spare vessels or a bladder or something. Beautiful bit of the world. Hello, ducky. Ducky's flying with me. He's coming to Dargo. Actually, quite a solid track, actually. Almost a formed road. So yeah, I lost a bit of fuel. I should be right. I'm not that far across to Licola, but so I'm not panicking, but not ideal nonetheless. One of the good things about riding, you know, lighter bikes, I was able to just kick that bike back up when I hit that rock and in that river. Sometimes I doubt the merits of a big adventure bike, 190 kilos. And now, do we take the White Star track? Is that the shortcut? Climbing up out of the Connolly Creek now. As I said, we'll just drop up onto the Black Ridge. I think it's a Black Ridge track, something like that, and drop into Shane's Bridge. Yeah, a couple of fords there on the river crossings, so it weren't too bad. I stopped and looked at one, but certainly climbing in elevation now. So we've come out on the Springs Road, Black Range Road. Now we're just dropping down Shane's Bridge. The reason I went this way, because I don't know, I was going to go through Burgorman's Gap, but which would be, sounds like it's pretty nice, but yeah, just don't know what the river's, how high the river is down there, and it's a big turnaround if you have to come back out. And I know Shane's Bridge Road, it's steepish, but it's doable. So yeah, we'll drop down here, but this is one of those tracks where if you're coming up from the bottom and it's from the McAllister River, you several places you think, oh, I'm on the top of the range now, and then it levels out, and then you go a bit further and there's another pinch, and yeah, there's several pinches, and it just keeps going up and up and up and up. It's quite amazing, quite a great ride if you're coming up from the other side, but I just go out on this saddle for a while and then I just start dropping down the other side into the McAllister River. It's actually a little bit slippery too, which is interesting, and I've got a very ball tyre on the back. Hope I don't have any mishaps going down. As long as it stays like this, I'll be okay. But yeah, you can see it's not, certainly not. Beautiful little valley, this Licola Valley. Oh, this is all Glenfalloch Station. Massive, must be a massive holding. Looks like they all run Black Angus. Everywhere I look on the left hand side is Black Angus. Yeah, beautiful valley, just coming up into Licola now. We'll throw a bit of fuel there and head up through Tamboretha, as I said. But yeah, lovely bit of country. How would you like to own that property, eh? Wouldn't care if I made any money or not. McAllister River down there. I think that's a junction, or just up here I think it is, yeah. Into the mighty metropolis of Licola. Yeah, McAllister River is quite dirty, which is sort of, like I said, a bit surprising. Righto, we just fueled up at Licola. Just going to head on the Tambaretha Road up to Arbuckle Junction. Yeah, always wonder where Lake Tarlecan was. And yeah, some great campsites through here. So Arbuckle Junction across to the Pinnacles and down Billy Goats and Crooked River Road and into Dargo, hopefully by lunchtime. A couple of young fellas fishing. Yeah, the McAllister's very high. Makes me think twice about going to Wollongata, wondering how high the river will be down the length of the Wollongata Valley. So I'll have a chat to the people at Dargo, but I believe it's going to be too high. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Another beautiful bit of country. This is called a photo bomb.
Afternoon, mate.
Take a photo. I can't really don't. Oh, mate.
Okay, social distancing. Don't touch him. Hey, can you just
All right.
the Hilux for one?
No, it's all right.
Oh, come on, there's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you. Have a good day. Don't ever miss a chance to photo bomb. So just cruising along the Morocco road. I think it's just the Morocco Range or the Morocco Road, but yeah, I'm actually surprised. We're actually up in the snow line. A few snow gums about. Back there a bit, they were a bit stunted too, so we got quite high. Never realised we got up in the snow line, but some of the saddles have been about 1400, 1480 elevation. Yeah, so never realised that this road went up so high, but there you go. That's why you come to those places, you learn so much. Just coming down off the top a little bit now. Bit of a plateau there we went up and over, and yeah. Sun's trying to come through, and yeah, so it's quite a pleasant day, but it's still very cold air, of course. Yeah, up at this elevation, not too many people around, so that's good. Only come across a few forward drives. Righto, made it to the top of the Pinnacles. Bit clouded in, but not too bad. Could be a lot worse, but yeah, not too many people around, which is interesting. Yeah, so hardly so too many people at all, just a few forward drives, which is good. But yeah, quite a great view. I'd love to come up here in the summer when it's clear, it'd be amazing. Go off track, beautiful. See by the amount of water splashed around, there's been a bit of traffic down it already this morning. Not getting any grip at all. All I did was spin then. see why they call it Billy Goat's Bluff, can't you? Suitable for billy goats. Just coming into Dargo now. Just come down Billy Goats and Crooked River Road. Bit of a long haul on the gravel there. Ball bearing gravel, not much fun on a motorbike. Yeah, but I'm catching up to a mate named Paddy. We haven't seen each other for about 20 years, I'm guessing, maybe more. But yeah, just via Facebook we worked out that we were both riding sort of single cylinder adventure bikes. He's got a 450 XC, I've got the Beta 480 of course. So yeah, he lives in Mount Beauty. He's come across from Mount Beauty, I've come up from Warragul. We've both come across the back country because the Dargo road's closed up because of fires or something up the hills further. Yeah, g'day gorgeous. Yeah, so he's had to come a bit of a back way off over the back of Hotham and Dinner Plain. And of course I come through Donnelly Creek and Maroka Road and Licola and that sort of stuff. So hopefully we're going to meet here at lunchtime. I'm not sure what time it is now, but it might be a little bit after lunch. But yeah, hopefully we're not too far apart and yeah, it'll be a good catch up. The thriving metropolis of Dargo. Looking for a 450 EXC. There's a Sherco. There's a couple of Shercos. Hey! Recognise that face anywhere, mate. How are you? I'm not ugly. You forget, you are the one that was ugly. So me and Paddy had a good catch up, had a bit of lunch at Dargo there and sort of blew a bit of the afternoon. Ended up just going out to the Kingswell Bridge. Had a bit of a relaxing afternoon and a relaxing breakfast in the morning and sort of headed up the Collingwood Spur track into Talbotville and then the Brewery Road or Brewery Creek track I think it's called, up Basalt Knob and ended up the Blue Rag and then just come home by the Dargo High Plains Road. So pretty uneventful riding, not much happening, but we ended up having a palm at the pub and then just quick chinwag in the morning and we took our off our own ways in the morning. Some great little camp spots along here, really nice spots on the river, yeah. Oh, good on you mate, thank you. Very courteous, thanks buddy. Thank you. Yeah, this road follows the river for about, I don't know, probably 40 k's, and yeah, it's a few spots in here amongst the gums along the trees, along the river, yeah, that you can camp, quite spectacular. Looking at the sky, I reckon we're going to get some rain. Looks quite dark. A few of the Melbourne people are out now. Hope you go and thank Christ for that. Good Tarzan rope there. A lot of camper trailers now. Rooftop tents and camper trailers. Yeah, beautiful waterholes that. Last time I come through here, I was so enthralled with the view I nearly rode over the edge. Not ideal. find people up here so polite. Obviously he's a motorbike rider, so he's part of the fraternity, so to speak. But yeah, when you do these rides, you know, I've been away since Friday, late Friday afternoon. There's always a tipping point where you go, you know what, it's time to head home. And it's a funny thing, you know, I'm riding through the bush here, and enjoying the view and enjoying the ride and just cruising along, and there'll be a little click moment, I reckon, where you go, yep, it's time to head for home, you know. Sometimes there something like you hit the toe and say, right, the trip's over, let's just beeline it for home. And there'll be other times, it might be the weather, I'm just looking at the sky going, you know what, I think it's going to rain, let's just head for home. So that was my trigger point today. So now I'm not in cruise mode anymore, I want to get home now. So yeah, just speed the pace up a little bit, and yeah, just beeline it, as I say. It's a funny thing, I always think of the song Ride Like the Wind. You know, you get to a point where you say, yep, it's time to go home. And I think of that Christopher Cross song, Ride Like the Wind, and it just goes, yep, it's time to beeline it. How does that song go now? I'm gonna ride like the wind. Hey, your side of the road, mate. Yeah, can't remember the start of it, but yeah, time to ride like the wind, head for home. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've had a good weekend, so it is time to head for home. See you in the next one.